3 creepy true horror stories animated.
I can still remember the image in my head, playing over and over again. I live in an apartment complex on the 3rd floor. I don't usually get visitors, and when I do, it's just my aunties and cousins coming over. On this particular day, I was
Okay.
lying on my bed, watching YouTube as usual. I
Okay, you
don't
feel
have a
me? I watch
phone
it too.
anymore.
Be honest though. How many of y'all in here? Y'all watch this video. How many of y'all in here need, if y'all are eating, how many of y'all need to watch something while y'all eat? True, on some true iPad kid shit. Like, bruh, if I'm eating, bruh, I have to watch something. I have to find me a good show. I have to watch something.
Since it gave me a lot of trouble and
Half
then
the time I
stopped
need to.
working
Oh God.
permanently. Anyway, after watching YouTube, I got up to greet my stepdad as he came home from work.
Okay.
After greeting him, I went back to my room where my brothers were on their bunk bed. I shared a room with them, so I never had privacy of my own. As I was looking around, my brother suddenly said he heard knocking on the door. It was dark out, and I didn't believe him at first. Since I hadn't heard it, I shrugged it off. But then I heard the knock. My brother got up, but I told him to sit back down on the bed.
Why does this look like a Aaron Yeager scene, bro? Look at his face, bro.
I walked up to the door. There was a chair right next to it. For some reason, I didn't want the person knocking to know anyone was home. So I didn't move the chair in front of the door to look through the peephole. Instead, I climbed onto the chair, leaning close, almost falling as I tilted my body to look. And that's when the fear hit me. I won't forget what I saw through the peephole. It was a masked man wearing a blue raincoat, almost like...
Bro, what do people like this even be doing though? Like, you go to a random person's door, you knock on it, and you have a mask on with a blue raincoat and a pistol. Bro, what?
Like some kind of government worker.
Hell
He
no.
was standing
That's what I'm
slightly
saying, bro.
slanted to the side, but what terrified me
Then
most
he got that booty
was the
head.
gun. He held it right
Oh.
up to the peephole, almost as if he wanted whoever was looking to see it. Heart racing, I slowly stepped down from the chair. I slipped off my slides so they wouldn't make a sound. I turned to my brothers and
Nigga, I would have made sure that door was locked so
shaking a
bad.
gun, warning them to be silent.
Safing the
I
gun.
quickly shut
You have a
off all
locked
the
door.
lights and ran into my stepdad's room to tell him what I had just seen. What made it worse was that right before the man came, the electricity went out, and the internet too. That made it feel even scarier. My brothers ended up coming into my stepdad's room as well. We used the flashlight on his phone since the ceiling light in his room didn't work. The knocking continued. My stepdad wanted to check the peephole himself, but I wouldn't let him.
You know what's crazy through a peephole though? Have y'all ever tried to look through both sides of the peephole? Bro, why is it like one side, like the inside part is clear, but if you try to look at it through the outside, it's like bubbled and blurred? How does that shit work? Have y'all not ever thought about how it worked?
I was too scared that even the slightest sound would give us away. We stayed in
Bro,
the
we
room
already
for
know that
over
y'all are in
an
the
hour.
house, bro.
Eventually, it seemed like the man had left because we heard a little boy and his parents walking into their apartment on our floor. We could also hear kids playing downstairs on the 1st floor. That was when I finally called my mom and asked if we could go to my aunt's house without telling her what had happened. We left in a hurry. I never saw that man again.
What?
But the thought still terrifies me. What if I had let my brother open the door?
What? Bro, what? Why would you even? I'm not gonna lie. If there's ever a situation like that, dude, I'm facing that nigga for real. They should have told her. That's what I'm saying. Like, what? Because now, what if she becomes like? What if something happens to her? You could have gave her the heads up. This is why communities have that community watch. Watch out for suspicious characters and people. Because why we got niggas in the mask pulling up to the spot? Blue raincoat, pistol in hand, in the peephole with it. What we doing, bro? That still is kind of stupid.
I'm currently 28 years old, but this
28?
story happened when I was
I'm
just
22.
7, and I still remember it to this day. I used to go to a local park with some friends. We had been going there for almost 2 years, but over the...
Bro, you want to know one thing now that I realize like a lot of people be saying? Now, when people say they remember stuff from like when they were like 7, 8, I'd be a little skeptical, but I have good memory. I don't think my memory is bad. But my thing is, right? How is it that people say they can remember, oh yeah, when I was 7, 8, 10, I did this and did that. And I look at my younger brothers and I look at them because they're like 7 and 5. I'm like, bro, there's no way these niggas are gonna remember doing half the shit they do now. I think my most vivid memory was when I was like, nah, I'm lying. Alright, never mind, I'm lying. I just thought about it. I broke my arm on a doorknob whenever I was in like first grade, and I can remember exactly how it happened. And I know you're like 7 in the first. How old are you in the first grade? Like 7? Yeah, my brother's in the first grade. What? All right, never mind. I lied. That was so dumb.
Last 5
But come on, bro. Be honest. Who's remembering shit they did when they was 3? Traumatic memories make you never forget. Oh, that's kind of all right. Now, okay, now I get that. I remember breaking my arm on the doorknob, bro. I had a green cast on, walking like I'm like this, bro. I couldn't. You feel me?
We noticed something strange.
That do make sense
Every
though.
single day,
Now I sound
there was a
dumb.
short, fat, creepy old guy.
You ain't shit.
By bench, he'd just watch us and other kids for hours.
Weirdos, bro. That Mr. Albert. Yeah, ever see a nigga with that Mr. Albert, bro? 9 times out of 10, they're weird. Short, fat nigga with the Mr. Albert on the bench waiting for people to pass by.
With this unsettling,
I done gave that nigga something to watch at work.
We
Damn, Tony, you at work?
Parents or guardians.
Oh,
since the park was
OT?
our house and our parents trusted us. This was back in 2003, and we were so young we didn't have phones to call for help. About 2 weeks after we started to feel uncomfortable with him,
what time you get off?
He finally came up.
That's not so.
Over. It was
you're scared. So like you been playing with spiders and shit. Like you been playing with spiders. I'm not gonna lie. I don't fuck with no spiders now.
Okay. He walked up and asked us if we wanted to go to his house to play video games and check out his new dog.
Oh, they're right around the corner.
Since we were kids, we were foolish, and we agreed. It sounded fun, and for a moment we thought maybe he was just a kind guy after all, but we were very wrong. He said his house was about a 20-minute walk from the park.
Why would you be walking to this nigga's house? See, I'm not gonna lie, bro. Your parents should have taught you better, bro. You knew better than to go with this nigga. Come on, bro. Look at him. He got the Mr. Albert for one. I done told you about the Mr. Albert. Niggas got Mr. Albert talking about some come to my house, bro. And you're like 7? I ain't gonna lie, nigga. You deserve to get snatched.
So, the 4 of us walked.
You should know better.
About 10 minutes into the walk, a cop car drove by and started to slow down.
Cause this nigga is a lurer.
Out the window, staring at us.
Nasty
the man
indeed.
told us to walk faster, saying that way we'd get more time to play games and to see his dog before having to leave.
Oh hell no! What? Yeah, bro. Hey, if that car, nasty.
We picked up the pace, but then the cop car suddenly made a U-turn. And a loud voice shouted,
"You there! Freeze! Put your hands on your head! You're under arrest!"
We froze, confused and scared. The man bolted, but because of his age and size, he didn't get far.
What?
One cop tackled him to the ground and cuffed him.
Damn, come here,
nigga. The
nigga.
officer asked us if we were okay and what had happened. We told him everything. He nodded and said,
"How many cops is riding in that car?" So we know confirmed there were 3 cops in that car. The black nigga was driving. Another nigga just came and tackled him, and now this nigga is talking to the kids, bruh.
It was very lucky.
Well, they packed in there like a clown car, bruh.
Another cop car was called to drive us home, while the first car took the man to the station.
Yeah, he needed to go to the
police
station.
Explained everything to our parents, and from that day forward, we were banned from going to that park. At the time, my parents.
Nah, I ain't gonna lie. The parent need to get banned.
The details, but when I turned 13, they finally told me the truth. That man was a known sexual offender. He called what he did his hunting, and he did it at local parks. That revelation.
Hey, bro, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Anybody who does this shit, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Can we say the death penalty? I don't really think that's the crazy take though, because once you see and hear about it like that, bro, I don't. You feel me? Think about it though. Say I'm bad, bro. You know, granny knocking on the door, want some, right? But listen, think about this though, and I don't think it's crazy to say the death penalty, right? You got grown ass men and women out there hunting for kids. Just think about they're hunting. You ain't shit. What are we doing? Why at our grown ass ages are we trying to go after younger people? And I'm not talking about no younger people as in like, 5, 10 year differences, because there's some people that's like that. You feel me? When you're a little older, maybe. But we're talking about people that's like, oh, so why is a 50-year-old man trying to go get with the 70-year-olds talking about some cut in my house, play a game? Game. Oh yeah, bro, get that nigga the penalty, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Firing squad, lethal injection, the electric chair, bro. Fuck it, bro. Let's get this nigga the Judas chair. Let's let him, since he want to hunt niggas. How about you hunt that? Sit your ass on that triangle. Come on now.
Terrified me. I started thinking about what could have happened to me and my 3 friends.
Oh God, that Red Bull
if that
sponsor.
cop car hadn't driven by and stopped him.
No, that's
Honestly,
crazy.
I don't even want the answer because I already know what it would have been. The police didn't share many details about his punishment, but my dad told me that one officer said the man would get at least 15 years in prison for his other crimes.
Nah, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Nah, bro. Anybody that hunts and attacks kids, bro, I definitely feel like they should get that death sentence, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I don't understand how anybody would be free, because that's nothing that you can justify and make it seem okay. Oh, well, I did this. Nah, nigga, die. Honestly, bro, just go ahead and get hit with the AK-47 in the back of that neck. Cause like, bro, like.
My name is Dhruv Prajapati, and I am from India. My name is Dhruv Prajapati, and I am from India. I'll tell you about an experience I had on Dumas Beach that still chills me to the bone. Dumas Beach in Surat has always been a place wrapped in mystery and dark rumors. People say it's haunted, and over the years, countless stories have circulated about strange sounds, vanishing shadows, and eerie figures that
Chat, look. Why they connected like that? Ew. Ooh. It's weird.
wander the sands at night.
What the?
As curious as I am, I never really believed in any of it until one night changed everything. It was a rare weekend night, and some friends and I decided
A rare weekend night, bro. What?
After sunset. We'd heard the rumors, the tales of restless spirits, unexplained disappearances, and how people seem to disappear.
That Silent Hill shit? No, you're not
shore.
lying, bro. Silent Hill,
We just
weird.
laughed it
I don't
off,
think I ever played that
convinced it
game
was
either, bro.
nothing but
Speaking of
local
that,
folklore meant to keep people away after dark. As we walked along the beach,
them boys
the
be some
only
actual
sounds were the
scarebags.
waves crashing and our voices echoing strangely in the emptiness. Then, without warning, an icy gust of wind swept across the beach. It cut right through us, and we all felt the sudden chill. One of my friends even joked,
"Maybe it's one of the ghosts."
but the laughter faded when we heard it, a whisper, faint and breathless, like someone was speaking just behind us. We stopped, our senses on high
Nigga said,
alert,
"Look at
and looked
bird."
around. There was no one. The beach was empty. I brushed it off, figuring it was just the wind, but something felt wrong. I remember hearing that the beach was
Bro,
once a
these
Hindu
niggas so
burial ground,
funny, bro.
and that
Nigga said,
maybe,
"Look
just
at
maybe,
bird."
the souls of those buried here hadn't yet found peace. As we walked further, my flashlight started flickering,
Oh my
and a
God.
thick, eerie mist began to roll in. It was denser than anything I'd ever seen. Just then, one of my friends gasped and pointed at the ground.
Bruh, do y'all think, bro? You would actually have to see this shit for this
Appearing
to
in the
happen, though,
sand as though
bro.
someone invisible was
Come on,
walking
bruh.
straight toward us. Our nerves got the better of us.
I
and
think
one
this
of my
nigga was
friends
lying, bro.
whispered,
Let's get out of here.
I didn't need to be told twice, but something, maybe my curiosity or something else, held me back for just a moment longer. I
Nah,
looked
bro,
down
you're
at the
weird.
Footprints moving closer, step by step.
See, this how you know.
almost as if
This is how you know, this nigga not black. Nowhere near black. This how you know this nigga ain't black, bro. Nigga sat there and said, "My curiosity got the best of me, made me want to stand there and look more." If I'm ever on like a beach type area, bro, and I see footsteps formulating in front of me coming towards me, bro, all I need to see is a piece of sand move. Okay, it might be the little turtles underneath the sand, hit one of them or something, but I know that's not all that, bro. You might have a little, a little turtle might be a little hatchet, a little premature little turtle, coming out. But other than that, bro, nah. A little bug moving through the sand, little rock, bro. But if we got a little crowd talking about something, hey, come in there, nah, bro, nah. You talking about a footstep formulating in the sand? Nah, I'm gone. I bet I won't never turn. That's what I said, Carl. I'll never come to the beach again. Oh, what we talk about?
they had intent.
No,
And for just a
boy,
brief
no.
second, I saw it, a shadow-like figure, its hollow eyes staring directly at me. The look in its eyes
Nah, this
wasn't
nigga's
anger,
insane.
it was something else, a
What?
mix of sorrow and warning. Heart racing, I stumbled.
Oh yeah, them
back.
niggas
My
caught.
friends and
Look
I
how they
broke into
running.
a run. As we sprinted back, I could hear faint whispers following us, growing louder.
Oh, that mean y'all got
Footsteps
caught
closing
then.
in
Look at him,
behind
bruh.
us. When we finally reached the entrance to the beach, where the
Oh,
glow of the streetlights met us, we dared to turn around. The mist had already thinned, and the
Nah.
beach looked silent, almost peaceful, as if nothing had ever happened. To this day, I have never gone back.
The story takes place in a remote area of the UK, but to protect the people involved, I won't say
Oh,
the exact
that's it.
location.
What SL? Bro, what is that?
My friend Zara, a British Pakistani influencer, had just recently had her second child, and her husband had gone away on
Spring
a golf
festival?
holiday, leaving her alone with the two children.
I don't know. I'll
She
see.
was
I'll hit you and let
left
you know.
alone, as her husband often worked away from home too, and would often go away on vacation with his friends.
Let's talk
leaving
about
her
that baby.
alone.
Hold on. Let's talk about that baby real quick. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about this baby real quick. Is there a way to zoom in? Nah, but anyway, you can zoom in. Why that baby got two pieces of hair on top of his head? You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. That's how the Mr. Albert started, bro. That Mr. San Fran, that down the middle, that this I don't know, nigga missing hair right here. How the fuck that even happen? So, what you mean? So, oh, size right here. You had this piece of hair right here. How the hell does all this go missing and all the side shit stay? How the hell does that even happen? Psycho, appreciate that sub, my boy. How this shit stay? How this shit go? But the side shit stay? Huh? How the fuck that shit work? How?
To take care of the children. It was a stormy October night, and there was lots of thunder, so it was pretty noisy.
Oh, hold on, no, I gotta watch
She
out. That
started
shit flashing
feeling
me.
comfortable as it was getting dark early, and her house is fairly isolated. So all the noise from outside was, well...
So how many of
limited
y'all
to
scared
her.
of thunder and lightning?
At around 9 p.m., she had just finished a cup of coffee in the kitchen. The children were asleep, and Zara was making sure the house was locked up for the night. She went back into the kitchen, and she saw that the back door was slightly open.
Oh,
She started to approach it, but
Motherfucker said slightly open. That shit is wide open, bro. What?
then felt very dizzy, stumbling, and she fainted.
What?
Zara slowly regained consciousness and sat on a chair in the kitchen. The first thing she was aware of was how heavily she was breathing through her nose. She felt something covering her mouth. and after twisting her lip,
Bro,
she realized it was
what?
sticky tape that was sealing her lips. Zara started to panic and tried to talk and shout, but the gag around her mouth was preventing this.
So how many of y'all like that freak shit? How many of y'all like putting it? How many of y'all like shit like this, bro? I done told y'all get into something. I ain't wanna judge person and look at y'all different for the things that y'all like. You feel me? But how many of y'all like to tape over the mouth?
She struggled to move as well, as she could feel her hands were taped together behind
Oh
the
God,
chair.
she getting that
And
Mason
when she
treatment.
looked down, she was duct taped to the chair, and her feet were taped together as well.
Oh yeah, this is definitely that Call of Duty that Mason. Yep, that's that Call of Duty Mason. You see how more shit marching. Yes, but not
Her
tape.
hard
Oh my
breathing
God.
popped the duct tape covering her mouth in and out. Then the lamp over her head switched on.
Duct tape gotta hurt though. I ain't gonna lie. Listen, here's why all that. Nigga, don't put no kind of tape, no kind of wax on my face. Cause, bro, I'm not gonna say. I don't want to say I have a like. Granted, my facial hair grows fast as fuck. Y'all know every day, bro. I have to like shave my face like every day or like trim my face every day. Cause if not, bro, the next day or two, bro, that shit's gonna be like, oh, yeah, you feel me? Shit just gonna be all crazy and shit like that. But imagine having tape on your mouth. Oh my God, just kill me. That shit has to hurt. And you feel me? I think my mustache grows pretty fast. You you go to the barbershop. I don't know about y'all, but y'all know, you go to a barber, we get our shit like a little skinny. You feel me? A little skinny and then cut like yeah. Beard though, I ain't gonna lie. Somebody put tape on my beard and rip this shit off her. I might just cry.
Before her was a medium-built man.
My beard grows fast. I got some fast growing facial hair though. Let me
medium-built man with a hood on and a scarf covering his lower face. At this point, Zara was obviously petrified and was mainly concerned for her two children sleeping upstairs. The man then said,
I won't hurt you, but do you keep money in the house?
Zara mumbled a no against the tape. The man had a large bag which he had filled with items such as Dubai jewelry from around the house. The next thing he said,
talking about, I just want to just point out the fact that Leah said yes, but not tape. I did a little freaky motherfucker.
the chill up Zara's back.
Don't worry, your kids are still asleep.
He then went to leave through the back
So you
kitchen
just went to
door,
raw though.
and before
But wait, hold on. Why were you taped her up, bro? Look at the stance. Why is she so wild like that, bro? I don't think there's ever a chair in the house that's this wide. This motherfucker, but what?
He then went to leave through the back kitchen door, and before exiting, turned and said,
I just want you to know I'm sorry for this.
Then he left. Zara struggled for a few minutes, and then eventually freed her mouth from the tape by twisting her mouth and biting on the tape. She immediately
she
checked on her
fast.
children who had both slept through the entire ordeal. She phoned the police, and the man was eventually apprehended later that week.
Oh, so they caught him.
As mentioned, Zara has an online presence, so the man was aware of this and was aware that she was often left alone. He admitted to gaining entry to the back door and drugged her coffee, which explains why she fainted. The burglar said that he had lost his business and was in a desperate situation with the state of the economy, but that he didn't wish to harm anyone. Zara bears a strong resemblance to Kim Kardashian, and the fact that she's a
Bro. So y'all said she looked like Kim Kardashian, but you made her look like this.
Zara bears a strong resemblance to Kim Kardashian, and the fact that she's a micro-influencer is likely what gave him this idea, as a similar situation happened with Kim Kardashian just a few years
He said
earlier.
that boy trying to do
Zara
that.
is
He
a
better
very
not.
strong, feisty young woman, so she did eventually learn to live with the situation. However, it's not something you can ever fully recover from. She couldn't help but feel sorry for the man who did this, but the feeling she had when she was in that position is
I'm not
something
gonna lie.
she'll never forget.
And you know why, like, being knocked out or passing out is the craziest and scariest feeling ever. It's literally the craziest or the scariest feeling because, bro, when you're knocked out, you don't feel shit. Right? You don't know, like, you dead ass don't feel shit. And y'all remember, I told this story time 1,000 times before. When I passed out because I stood with my knees locked out thinking that shit wasn't real, oh yeah. I figured out real fast that shit was real. Chad, listen, if y'all don't do anything in life, do not stand with your legs locked out and your knees pushed. I'm telling y'all, do not stand with your knees locked out. I'm telling y'all, you will pass out. It like cuts the blood flow off to your brain and like you'll lose consciousness. I thought it was fate. No, hey, what Vanessa? No, no, I swear to God. I won't lie to y'all, bro. I will not lie to y'all. I won't lie. I'm telling you. If y'all stand like that for I say at least 10, 15 minutes. Oh yeah, you're passing out. And there ain't nothing you can do to stop it. You'll feel it. You better lay down before you. Hey, listen, here's why I couldn't lay down. We was in a formation. Y'all don't know. There was a ceremony when I was in Texas, bro. Y'all know when I was in the army, y'all know the ceremonies be long. So I'm sitting in I'm at the back because I'm a little bit on the taller side. They put the short people at the front, depending on what kind of formation it is. They usually put the short people, at the front and the back people. I don't know, depending on how they want to do it. Sometimes they do short to tall, tall to short. It just depends. But I was damn near like on the back row because I was one of the taller people. Bruh, man, I was like, damn, bro. Y'all know how y'all see it. Sometimes y'all see the little black dots floating around. Oh yeah, you see them. You gonna see them, but then you slow, bro. Like I felt my body slowly moving forward. Right, it started to go black. My eyes are open, but shit started to go black. Then I just started leaning forward. Eyes just slowly closing. And this is what the fucked up part about it. Face all in a nigga ass, bro. I'm talking about I went to his back. Boom. Slid all the way down. I know my face was in his ass. I ain't gonna lie. See, somebody even can say I ate his ass, but I didn't do it on purpose, though. Face went down his back and his ass and then on the ground, man. And what was the scary part about it? I didn't feel it. I didn't feel shit. I wasn't hurt. I didn't feel nothing. Whoa, though. But there was also these gigantic esquid. What's the motherfuckers called? Esquatrian? Esquarian? What is it called? Esquatrian? Equestrian. That's what it is. These motherfucking equestrians out here with these huge ass horses that look like they on steroids. They got the thick necks. I told y'all, one of the animals I hate on this earth are horses, bro. They look weird. They got them big eyes. They got the weird long heads, and they got the strong thick necks. And they when they you feel they just do too much. They was pissing and shit and all out there. And my biggest fear, bro, I was scared that I had landed in it. My face got in it. Luckily, my face didn't get in it, though. But yeah, short little quick story time.
Mid-fall of last year, I agreed
Yeah,
to
that
a
happened to me.
babysitting gig, as I'm known around my neighborhood as a relatively available person to watch kids. I personally don't really love kids, but I definitely think it's fun to be a mom for a couple of hours.
Okay.
I went over at around 3 to meet the parents and children who lived a few minutes away from me. I had to drive there as the road to connect our streets wasn't finished, so I couldn't walk like I wanted to. This is important to the story.
Okay.
I walked up to the door and was welcomed in, and the family was kind, of course. 3 children, 2 older kids, and a toddler who I can't remember the specific ages of, but it's not too important.
I should just
eventually headed out to the sports game they were going to, which I was aware was going to be several hours as they were.
Have y'all ever had a nanny? How many of y'all have had a nanny? Have y'all ever had a nanny?
We're also going to the bar after the game, so their plan was to arrive at 11 to 11:30 p.m., which was fine with me as I tend to stay up later than that anyways. The first few hours are normal. I make them dinner and we head to the basement to play and watch some movies like any other babysitter would do. It started to get dark and time had slipped my mind. And as I went back upstairs, I had realized how late it had gotten because the house was quite literally more windows than walls. The house had a daylight basement, so yes, there were windows downstairs, but I was facing away from them. So
windows downstairs? You're in a basement but have windows downstairs? Which the basement is usually underground. How?
Fade into the nighttime. I went upstairs and checked every single window in the house, as well as all the locks, closets, and any spot where someone could be hiding, as I'm extremely paranoid. And I also like to check for the kids because they had also mentioned me needing to scare the monsters away, which is how most kids tell you they're scared. But I was also scared, of course. I want to mention that I'm in the top 4% of viewers for Southern Cannibal, and I was thinking of this channel when the attempted break-in took place. Anyways, I cleared the house of any creepers and I went back downstairs to get everyone
Creepers, this
changed
is
and
not
ready for
Minecraft.
bed. As I was wrapping up, I had heard some neighbors' dogs howling, which I wasn't too concerned about as I've babysitting pet set for the dogs and kids in that neighborhood. And I knew it wasn't too much to be concerned about since there are foxes all over the yard since there's lots of fields and hills where I live at. I finished everything and took everyone in for bedtime and head upstairs to go have a snack since it was about 9:45 and I hadn't had dinner with the kids because I didn't want to eat all their food. And I figured I'd just wait so I could raid the pantry without them asking for chips or a soda too. My favorite part of being
So
a
she late
babysitter
night
is
snacking.
of course the free food. As I headed
She late night
upstairs,
sneaking
I
snacks and
immediately
stuff.
remembered that I'd completely forgotten to lock the front door, as I was so worried about checking everything else, so I quickly walked to the door and locked it. It's a modern lock, the type that you need to put a code in, but there was also a top lock
Said
for
that's-
extra security.
said that's the
which
kind of lock
probably
I got
saved
on
me
my
from a
door.
horrific night. The windows around the door are the frosty type for privacy, so I couldn't see any distinct figures, but I noticed that there was nothing abnormal out there. I walked to the bathroom
Ew,
to then
why she
let out
walk
my
like
poop
that?
I had been holding in for hours at that point.
Did she just say lay down my poop?
I walked to the bathroom to then let out my poop I had been holding in
Let
for
it out. I
hours
was
at that
finna say,
point.
what?
Sorry guys, but when you gotta go, you gotta go. The bathroom is almost directly behind the front door,
Ooh, I know
but
that
slightly
thing.
to the
Oh,
side.
stay.
So from the bathroom door, I had a straight view onto the porch steps and a little bit of the rest of the front yard. But again, no distinct figures, just blobs. I finished doing my poop, which took me a few minutes as I scrolled on Instagram Reels longer than I actually shat. I opened the door
No
and
way.
immediately I was so grateful that I had just gone to the restroom, as I for sure would have shit myself in that moment if I hadn't. I see a figure outside the door, and I
No.
freeze in case they can see me too moving inside. I watch as they slowly cup up their hands against the side window, and I see it's a darker skinned man, which will be important in a moment. I
Man,
watched him walk
darker
back
skinned
down the
man.
steps, and
Just say he's
luckily,
black
turned
'cause he has
every light
dreads.
off in the home. So maybe he thought there was nobody there since my car was parked across the street, so it didn't look like any cars were actually at the house I was in. As I see him move away, I go to look out the peephole of the door, and I see him cross the street, do the same thing to my car, and try the door handles. Within a few minutes, he wanders off
Hey, he's
down
in a
into the
truck?
street out of sight.
Is that a Tacoma?
There's an old folks' home near the houses, and I assumed it was possibly a confused elder, which has happened before in this area. I make sure everything is locked again, and I go to the pantry to then grab some food, when I turn around and see the little boy had come upstairs and said he saw someone in the backyard, and my heart damn near stopped. I said it was just a tree or bush moving in the wind, and he was definitely partially awake, as when I walked him downstairs to his bed again to tuck him in, he was passed out in seconds. I then close all the curtains all the way down again.
Why? See, that's the dumb stuff I'm already talking about, bro. At night, bro, your house is full of windows. Why is any window wide open for anybody to look in? Anybody to look in to see what's going on, peep in, just bro. I'm not scared of shit like that, but it's like, bro, like what are we doing?
Mud by the backsliding door. The backyards in this area are rarely ever finished, since the houses are all new, so most of the landscapes are half grass, half dirt from the construction. I realized the man had probably scoped out the downstairs first and seen nothing going on and then moved upstairs to the door. I checked the peephole upstairs to see slight mud prints on the front porch, where my suspicion was confirmed. As I'm looking, I see the man emerge from the side of the garage again, and my stomach turns with disgust. But he kept walking through the yards of the neighborhood, which I found extremely odd.
Where's his shoes at?
I was thinking of calling the police, but technically he hasn't done anything wrong other than loitering maybe. But there's no
Bro, you talking about something he hasn't done anything wrong, bro. This nigga is literally, bro, you literally have, bro, for one, you're in the house, bro. For one, that's trespassing, right? Well, if I literally went to somebody else's yard put my hand on their glass, look through their windows, bro, and I'm a random ass nigga doing this shit. You're talking about something you wouldn't call the cops on that? You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Say it
To
first.
see how long he's been on the property. Plus, I didn't want to ruin the parents' night and make them come.
Why they calling to get out of work? Why their ass ain't sleep? Valia, you ain't sleep.
Area of this completely windowed house.
I know she up.
When I hear the sound of the electric lock buzzing, there's a specific sound when the
bro. There's a specific sound when these things go off, bro. Let me tell you, make the sound. It go like. It sounds like it's unlocking, so I know the buzz that you're talking about because, like I said, downstairs through the main door, that's the sound it makes, bro. It makes like this like it kind of low key maybe sound like a drill. Went to the bathroom. Oh, you was gone for a little minute. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. You ain't shit. Doing that, blow that thing down. Ew, what you doing? What? I'm not gonna lie though. Like the buzzing sound this thing, man, bro. I know what they're talking about. Dropping shit. Oh my god. No, was actually.
I stopped breathing as I crawled.
Now it is crazy because listen, for the way for the shit has to work though. I don't know about everybody else, but you gotta pull the lock to for it to unlock so it doesn't like not move. I apologize.
The first thing I see,
the knife,
a serrated knife I had used to cut up some bread earlier for sandwiches. I then realized I had slid the top lock over, which prevented anyone from opening the door anyways. When I could still hear this freak trying to enter the house, I walked to the guest bedroom to get a better view.
We're talking about cutting bread. Why don't you use no butter knife?
The front door is tucked between the guest room and garage on each side. So
that sounds like a minion right there.
In front of the guest room that gave me a good view of the porch to see the man. This guy had the worst skin I had ever seen. Not related to his color, of course. But there were deep marks from what looked like picking needles and who knows what else. I see his hair. It's these extremely grown out locks. Hands covered in.
Was he just trying to not be? Was he just trying to not be racist? Bro, hey, listen.
This guy had the worst skin I had ever seen. Not related to his color, of course, but there were deep marks from what looked like picking needles and who knows what else. I see his hair. It's these extremely grown out locks, dirty hands covered in mud, and finally, no shoes.
Oh yeah, because he been playing in the mud and shit, remember? Oh, I think he was in the bathroom. He was like playing in the mud.
The bottom of the door. I quickly crawled to the door again, and as quickly as I could, tried to cut the rubber seal off the door that keeps the weather out. As I get it off, I shove the knife under the door and start going back and forth, and I hear him.
Bro, hold on. So either you have a knife or a fucking machete. Wow. For one, you're in a secure house. Why? You're just destroying property. Why would you take off the weather ceiling to, flaunt a little ass knife underneath the door? You have an electrical lock on the door, and then you have a bolt lock. I'm assuming that's at the top of the door. That nigga's not getting in. Unless he literally hits your house with a battering ram. He's not getting in. Through the front door, of course.
Off. I immediately told the parents, and they were already heading home. And I decided to explain to them what happened and why their door has.
Now, some of these people be bots, bro.
I have no clue what.
Let this be me, bro. I ain't doing all that talking. I ain't doing all. The story gonna be short. This shit gonna be over as soon as it start. Oh yeah, you on my porch trying to fuck my door? Stand your ground, nigga. Baya! What you doing?
Or if I actually got him with the knife.
You did not get the nigga.
I saw on the news of my city that a man had been charged for drug trafficking and attempted burglary in my city on other homes. I know it's wrong to keep this to myself, but I have zero evidence of this actually happening, as the family hadn't set up any cameras anywhere, and neither had the neighbors since these homes were new and nobody thought to install them or get a Ring camera.
So she never ended up calling the cops herself, bro. What?
I would never go without cameras at every entrance of my own house. I hope nobody yells.
I found that hard to believe because a nigga was trying to break in the door and you hesitated on calling the cops because you felt like looking into somebody's window on their own on someone else's property, looking through their window isn't like something that you can call the police for. Okay.
Seriously harmed, and I hope the
I'm not gonna lie, you weird.
And or mental help he needs. I ended up getting paid extra, but I also never got to have the snacks that I've been eyeing down the whole evening before this disaster.
There's no
Thanks
Ritz
for sharing
crackers.
all these stories to help people be more aware. It's truly helped me learn how to keep myself safe in my own home by setting up the proper alarms and cameras, and also how to recognize weird or odd behaviors from others.
That's
Happy
not hard
holidays,
to recognize,
everyone.
bro. Anybody could tell if somebody's being weird or not. Like obviously, if somebody comes up to my window, no shoes on, and looking like all rat-a-tatted up and shit. If a nigga comes to my door or my window trying to look through it, bro, that nigga's automatically a weirdo. I'm not gonna lie. There's no such thing as excessive force, bro. Shotgun pump straight to the face, nigga. Give me that 200 pump damage, 2017 Fortnite style. We talk about.